So, this is a version of Bach's Ave Maria. This is the Bach version, not the Schubert version. It's a version of Bach's Ave Maria as you have never heard it before. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I will let you decide. Now, I hope you will find it a little bit interesting if I tell you how it was produced. If you don't want to hear me rabbit on about it, you can jump to this position in the timeline and get into this song, but I will be as brief as possible. Now, it was recorded using a plugin called Emvoice One and a voice called Lucy. Now, there are dozens of videos about this on YouTube, so I am not going to go into it in any detail, but just in case you're not familiar with it, I will give you the very briefest of brief overviews. Emvoice One is a vocal synthesizer. You put notes into it and lyrics into it, and it will sing your words. It's really quite clever. The plugin itself is free. What you pay for are the individual voices. There are currently 3 voices. There's a Lucy voice, a Jay voice, and a Thomas voice. Thomas is a vocoder, just in case you don't have a vocoder. So the demo version can play all these voices, but only over, I think, a 7 or an 8 note range, about a fifth. So the sort of material you can produce with it is perhaps a little limited. It may be ideal for the one-note samba, for example, but it will give you a good idea of how it works, and you can then buy the full version of the voices if you wish. This gives you a far greater range of notes to choose from. So it's relatively easy to use. You basically click notes onto a piano roll type grid and enter lyrics. Now, it works on a phoneme basis, so each note sings a phoneme. Now, one thing which I know a few people are not very happy with, you need an internet connection to use it, not just to boot it up, but to actually physically use the plugin. Now, I don't think this is just a question of it phoning home for copy protection, but apparently when you enter words, it sends these to the company's server in the cloud, which interprets the words and translates them into phonemes that the voices can sing. So this is really quick. The screen blinks very briefly when this is happening. So if you don't have an internet connection, you simply can't use it. It's good night Vienna, or good night Lucy. So, now, I came across Emvoice One a couple of years ago when I was looking for something just like this for a particular project. However, at the time it was around $200, which I thought was just a little bit expensive. However, it has since been reduced to $99, and I do think they have the occasional sale, so you may possibly get it even cheaper. So that's about it for the overview. I can just say this is absolutely massive fun, and I have thoroughly enjoyed using the program. I do hope to do more pieces using the voices, perhaps more classical interpretations, if you can call it that, or perhaps original pieces. We'll see. So one final thing just before we get into the music, you can treat the output from Emvoice One just as you would any vocalist. So you can apply a de-esser, EQ, compression to it, and so on. So in this version I've added a little bit of compression, a touch of EQ, and a little bit of reverb. Having said that, I think the naked voice is pretty intelligible and pretty good just as it is. So here is my version of Bach's version of Ave Maria, or as I call it, the Tortilla Song, for reasons which will become apparent. I just hope he is not turning in his grave.
Filled with chunky or smooth, or make them extra lumpy. So that's the final flourish. So nourish now, nourish your soul with the tortilla.
So what did you think of that? I will not ask you to critique the lyrics, although feel free to leave a comment about those as well if you want to. I think this is a great plugin. I think it has a lot of uses for songwriters and for people who can't sing and for people who just want to experiment with vocal sounds. So if you have enjoyed this in any way, shape or form, if you enjoy plugins and electronic music and synthesizers, you might like to consider subscribing to the channel, because that's what it's about. Click the big red button, ring the bell. Thank you. That really helps the algorithm, and you get notified of new videos as soon as I post them. I know you don't want to miss any. And click the big thumb, that's really helpful as well. As always, I really do appreciate you spending time with me, watching my videos and listening to my music or my interpretation of someone else's music. So for that, thank you very much indeed. I will see you in the next video.